detailed hints hidden deep in the film. It turns out that the director has already told the audience the answer to the mystery. 1 Mile in Saw. The big villain Jigsaw disguised as a body that swallowed a gun and committed suicide lay on the ground until the end of the movie. He rose slowly. This scene is set to this classic soundtrack that looks really exciting, but in fact, the director was actually long before Jigsaw stood up. It implies in detail that Gordon is not dead at all. Watch minute 92. The male protagonist picks up the Jigsaw suicide pistol and opens the wheel. 6 magazines inside are empty. You know, after the revolver shoots the warhead, the shell casings will stay in there. So if the protagonist or the audience is careful enough, you realize that Gordon on the ground wasn't even dead, and this is the only chance for the protagonist to fight back. At this point, he got a bullet. If we can see through the secret, at worst, you can die with a jigsaw. Fight Club at the end. Solve a puzzle that runs through the whole article. This role played by Brad Pitt. Edward Norton was schizophrenic. They're the same guy, and the secret director has long been in the movie. Made several hints, like in the 35th minute. This part of the fight between the two, Norton punched Pete in the left ear, and Pete punched him in the stomach. Here comes the key. When Norton went to work the next day, he has a hearing problem in his left ear. The boss stood on his left and spoke. As a result, he didn't hear anything. So the truth is, he beat himself yesterday, and the 98th minute. To driving on the road. Pete is the driver. Norton was sitting in the co-pilot, but right after the accident, here comes the key again. Pete came out of the co-pilot's position and pulled Norton out of the driver's seat. The two men switched positions. It is said that when filming, the photographer was the first to notice something was wrong. To remind the director that this section is out of order. Gotta make a remake. Answer from the director. You don't know anything. This is the right way to shoot. In Jim Carrey's Plane Head, the villain behind the scenes is a man-turned-woman transgender. He was originally a football player, later had surgery, became a police detective under a disguised identity. To add a point, this dude only had the upper body in surgery. What should it look like below? And Jim Carrey's detective, at the end of the movie, solved the big secret. But in fact, in the middle of the movie, the director hinted that this seemingly normal female detective, it's actually the one. Let the detective Plane Head in the back. Transgender bigwigs that can't be recruited. Look at the 55th minute here, the bottom right corner of the picture. This detective woman's desk. There are 2 apples and a banana. The styling is very special. This is the director's hint, but it stands to reason, as long as the audience with a bit of a sane mind. Unexpectedly on this level, this is too abstract. In Get Out, the hero Xiaohui played more than half of the movie to discover the secret of a white girlfriend. Their family has been putting white souls, transfer to better physique, on black people with better physical fitness, and the secret of taking possession. In fact, as early as the first half of the movie, the director hinted, look at minute 40 to here, when hosting a family gathering, every white man in a black car. This is implying girlfriend's family treats blacks as a vehicle-like tool to carry their souls. Speaking of which, some people will think this is a bit overinterpreted, but it's not a wild guess. Director Jordan Peele in a question and answer session confirmed the speculations of the audience. This is indeed the suggestive foreshadowing he laid. One more thing to add. This movie actually has another ending. In the theater version, the hero Xiaohui strangled his girlfriend to death. His buddy pulled him away in a police car. It's a big happy ending. And the other end is, after Xiaohui strangled his girlfriend, it wasn't his buddy who showed up, but 2 white men. Sir, they didn't believe what Xiaohui said at all. Directly prosecuted for homicide. Threw him to jail. This ending is noticeably darker and more real.